says it's online.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, but I don't see it. Do you see? What do you see? The XPlane menu?
No, all I can see at the moment is the main menu. Yeah, XPlane 11.
So I can't see it.
Also, you're muted in video, so all you can hear is me answering.
Yeah. It's because I'm not doing anything right now. Because I can't see the chat at all. I can't even see my stream. My menu. Okay, here we go. Now I can finally see it. There we go. That's better. Just setting this up. Alrighty then. Go ahead and mute that. I'm going to start us a new flight. We're going to take off. We're going to take a Cessna. And we're taking off from Reagan National. So that's KDCA. Washington National. And we'll start the flight. Gonna make some noise here in a minute. I get my flight stick and throttle up here. There we go. You still with me, Sean?
Yep, listening away, mate.
Let's see what kind of performance I get live streaming XPlane 11. Hopefully it's better than what I got trying to live stream XPlane 10. I need to get a new graphics card. That's all there is to it.
I just need to get a new PC in general.
Yeah, it's 750 Ti. Just it's okay when you don't have any scenery packs, but when you start adding in scenery, and then it gets overwhelmed very quick.
I think you've got this running on fairly low graphics at the moment.
No, that's I don't know. I think it's medium or something like that. I got that runway set for high though. It's gonna be at nighttime anyway, so all you're gonna see is a bunch of lights. We're taking off from Washington National. Well, they call it Washington National. I always call it Reagan National, but take off from there. Do a flight around DC. Maybe fly back down here to where I live at in Stafford.
Sounds good. You have to do a live stream of where I live, and I'll tell you if I recognise it or how well they've done it.
Okay, so adjust my thing here real quick and look down. Yeah, it's a little laggy. I was showing only 19 frames a second, but yeah, I was getting 35 frames a second earlier with not streaming.
It's not terrible. It looks alright.
Alright. Alright, we're taking off. DC's over to the right. Of course, they don't have. I don't think they have the DC scenery. And there we go. We're up off the ground. Keep flying the runway heading until we're out over the Potomac River.
What plane are you flying in?
The 172. Now, if you would look over here, that would be the Pentagon, but it's not even there.
It's probably illegal or something to incorporate, visual maps of secret.
Yeah. So below us is the Potomac River, or it's fixing to be below us. Back off the throttle a bit. So I should have fly this in daytime, but I've never flown up here at night, so. Straight ahead of us is Washington, D.C. So all this area right here is D.C. And we'll just fly out the river. So we'll fly the river and then we'll fly back over to D.C. So
See it, but it looks almost photorealistic.
no, not really, because it's all city right here. This is the Memorial Bridge, or it should be, which means over here to the left should be Arlington Cemetery. That's where the old guard is. That's where I was when I was in the 3rd Infantry. Its headquarters up here on this hill.
Lee Marvin's buried there, one of my favourites.
Audie Murphy's buried there. Omar Bradley's buried there. So if we were to go ahead and fly right here, which you cannot see, would be the Lincoln Memorial and all the Smithsonian, all their museums would be right over here. The Washington Monument would be over here. Now I have the HD scenery for XPlane 10, and it would show. I think it would show all this stuff. It showed it all in Prepare 3D, or Prepare 3. So we're flying over the bad part of town now. Once we get into southeast DC. So that's about it. I've already got my plane set up to fly to Stafford, so that's Stafford's regional airport's code. So let's just go ahead and fly that. Let's set our nav up to GPS. Set the nav to GPS. Autopilot on, nav, and altitude set. I had a problem with it going to the following the nav earlier. Let's see if it does it this time. So now I've got the autopilot on. It's completely flying the plane for me. I'm only 22 miles from DC, so as the crow flies.
This is getting to daytime out there.
No, that's the moon coming up, I think. I think that's actually the moon out there. Yeah, that's the moon. See?
Yes.
See, this would be Arlington. Actually, this would be Crystal City right here. Not Crystal City? Yeah, this is Crystal City here. That's what they call it. It's part of Arlington County. And over there would be Alexandria. I'm currently flying over Arlington, which is all this area. So if you look up at the top left corner of the screen, you'll see the frames up here. It's 20 frames a second right now. It's using 47% of my CPU and 40% on my graphics card, but I don't think that's right. I think it's using more than that. I think my next upgrade is going to be probably to a GTX 770s. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a graphics card right now. Let's see if I change this to daytime and see what happens. I can't remember how I changed it today. So I'm flying here to KRMN. So I'm going to go ahead and dial in Stafford's ILS frequency. We'll do the ILS approach. Trying to figure out how to do it back to the day. No, that's not it.
It's alright, it's not so dark that you can't really see what's going on.
There we go. We'll just apply chain. We'll put it at 10:37 in the morning. Here we go. Just change it to daytime. There's mountains over there.
You have to use some sort of separate program into the mouse property.
No. I just right click mouse.
Can't see your cursor, that's all.
Now you can see the cursor, yeah, but you right click it and hold it down and you can, look around. You also slew, so I mean you translate so I can be further down in the cockpit if I want to be. I can be further up in the cockpit. I can be over here in the left, be over here in the right. Move forward, move a little back.
Seems almost reminiscent of that face track IR thing.
Nah. Now see here, it's doing it again. It's not picking up the nav for some reason.
Strange.
I do have it set for GPS, right? Yep, I got it set for GPS. This is set GPS. Don't know why it's not following it. Maybe I'm going to have to set the GTS 430 up. Set the GTS 430 to direct to KRMN. Oh, where's my... K. R. M. Shit. Missed something. Activate, yes. That's not even following it. So I'm wondering what's up with the GPS on here. I don't know, because now I'm out here over It's like the GPS is broke for some reason. I don't know why. Procedures. Select approach. Enter. We'll go to, what is it? Brook. Go ahead and activate that procedure. And look, it's not even turning. See, it says the nav data is out of date, but I checked the updates earlier, and there's no update. So I'm just like, what the hell? So let's
Previous game had this problem.
no. And this game didn't have that problem earlier.
I remember seeing the other day they were having trouble flying from Virginia to somewhere.
I'm adjusting my heading bug. I'm just going to fly the heading. Alright, at least do that. Let's go ahead and tune that to nav 2. So I'm going to tune that to nav 1. And we're going to come in on the we'll take the 0. We'll take the north VFR radial. Oh, so we want the 180 radial is what we want. That was the right one, right? Yep. So let's see if it'll do nav now. So nav, it should try to intercept that 180 radial, and I don't think it's trying to do it. Let's try that 200 radial. Come on, you bitch. Alright, so let's try to get it. Why are you making a left-hand turn for? Oh. It's going to try to line up that needle. There we go. So now I know I'm flying directly for the Brook VOR station at a head of a 210. I've got to intercept the flight path, radial. This is the radial here. So the radial is actually off to my left a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Occoquan River. Most likely. So yeah, it's just a slow flight. So off to the left here, this is the Potomac River. Still out there. Right there, that's The big river right there, that's the Potomac. And as it goes here, it swings to the west out here, and this is where the BRV Vortac is. The Brook VOR station is out there. So once I start getting closer to Brook, what will happen is it's 22 miles away. So it's 22 miles away, and we're heading for that VOR station, the BRV. So that's Brook. I live out near the Casanova VOR station. CSN? Yeah. So it's just a slow flight in this Cessna. I should have changed it to my Saratoga. I have the Beach Bonanza for XPlane 10 and the Pilatus PC-12 for the XPlane 10 and the Saratoga, Piper Saratoga, turbocharged. But my favorite plane, which is the Bonanza, the Beach Bonanza, when you raise the gear, the landing gear door doesn't shut. So you're flying around with your landing gear door open, but the gears are up, so it's weird. So I don't know what river that is. I know that's the Potomac. For all I know, this could be Fort Belvoir here. I used to live there. The frame rates, I get better frame rates on this than I get on XPlane 10, to tell you the truth.
They're about even, are they?
Yeah, I actually get it better, but I'm running a scenery pack and the NOAA weather plug-in for XPlane 10. So
I've been interacting a bit more. I am listening. It's just that so it kind of hurts to talk.
that's okay.
Just kind of listen to me and watching.
That's the Potomac out there to the left. 18 miles to the VOR station. I mean, but as far as the rivers and stuff go, the rivers are accurate. Even the mountains are accurate because they're off over to the right. If I go back outside, you can see them. Kinda. Start to see the mountains over there. Really see them there. Cool thing about this that Flight Simulator and P3D, I mean Prepare 3, doesn't have is that if you go back out the side of the plane, your beacon actually rotates in this game. You can see it rotating right there. So that's cool. It's one of the ways it's more realistic.
Sort of improvement on the last game. It was completely different.
No, XPlane 10 has a revolving beacon also. And there would be hardly any trees here. This would be all just subdivisions and shopping centers for, you know, all through here. Because this right here that we're flying over, this is 395 right here, and then the center is the HOV lane, the high occupancy vehicle lane. So all up and down 395, and need nothing but houses on the left, houses all the way on the right, and shopping centers all the way down, damn near to Richmond now. Well, it's past Fredericksburg. This would be Possum Point right there. It's even got the little power. It looks like a little power station over there too. Possum Point's right there. That's where. That's a natural gas plant. Yep, there it is. Natural gas power plant. Natural gas and I don't think it's coal. I think it's just natural gas and maybe oil or something. That's Possum Point power station. Right there. We don't get power from there though. Our power comes from North Anna Nuclear Power Plant.
Mine comes from Wakefield or Sellafield. It's Winningham. And one of my great uncles worked there during the time we had that huge radiation leak.
Hmm.
And only a few years later, he died of cancer.
So yeah, I had to get.
Obviously, I left that weapons back in the 50s and 60s.
Alright, so we're 12 miles from the Brook VRE station, or VOR station. Now this right here, this is Quantico Marine Corps Base's airfield, right here. So all this underneath us right here would be Quantico Marine Corps Base. All up through here. It's where they have their officer training school, is at Quantico. It's also where the FBI headquarters is also.
Were you playing this through Steam?
Say again?
So were you playing this through Steam?
No.
Alright.
Now I downloaded when you buy XPlane 11, you also get your code for your serial key for your actual game key for XPlane 11 will also get you XPlane 10 because they're doing that because XPlane 11 is still in beta. That way you have something to play while they're still finishing this game. But it's still, I mean, it looks pretty polished for a game that's only in beta.
Well, you considering actually the accurate depiction of a gas station, which you know of in the middle of nowhere, was quickly growing.
Look, there's a train on the train tracks. I used to ride these train tracks all the time because we have a VRE, which is Virginia Railroad Express, and now it runs from Spotsylvania to all the way up to DC Grand Central Station, I think, or Union Station, whatever it's called in Washington DC. But I used to take it back and forth from Fredericksburg to Alexandria when I worked in Alexandria. It's a lot better than driving because it takes you about an hour and a half, 2 hours to drive to DC from Fredericksburg. Don't rightly know what that is. And it's only 45 miles away.
Doing a train simulator showing a shot from traveling from Newcastle on time to Carlisle, Cumbria. And like I had a look at the train journey and you actually see park bench where I used to take a former lover of mine on picnics and things like that. So it was kind of amazing attention to detail.
You see, this is the bridge going across the Aquia Creek. This is the Aquia Creek right here. On this side, Hope Spring Marina, and that's where my dad spent most of his teenage years down at that marina, because his dad had a boat down there, a big center console sport fishing boat. So he spent a lot of his time there. So we're coming up 7 miles from the Brook VRE. I still don't see Stafford Airport yet. I'm just zoomed in, looking out here. But off in the distance there, off over there, that's Fredericksburg over there. As a matter of fact, I think it might be off to my right a little more. If it was nighttime, you could see it because it's all lit up. I should actually flip to my ILS and I'll pick it up as I fly south. Turn the nav off. Go back into the map. Let's leave the nav on because I'm not even there yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to load it in here. In my standby here. It's 108.75. Wrong one. Let's put it in the comm frequency. It needs to be here. 108 and then 7.5. So that is the ILS frequency for Stafford. So once I get down the brook, which is 3.6 miles away, I'll tune to the just flip it. So yeah, it's Aquia Creek we just flew over. This is Potomac Creek here. Right here. That over there is Marlboro Point. Right down there is Fairview Beach. Okay, we're 2.6 miles from the VOR station. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and poke down here and listen for the ILS locator, the localizer. See if I can't hear it. I don't hear anything yet. Alright, so I'm going to turn nav off and continue flying south. I'm going to load up the... Well, it's saying it's ILS Cat 3. So that's... Let's do nav and see what it does. Okay, so I need to make a right-hand turn to 123 degrees, it says. GPS says that. I don't rightly see freaking the airport. I should be able to see it from here. The autopilot on. So I'm not even picking up the ILS localizer yet. Oh, here we go. See that needle lining up?
Yeah, yes.
So I'm high. It says I'm high. What am I? What's my altitude? Okay. Go back over here and catch it. I think I see it. I think it's right. I think it's right here. Yep, that's it. I see it. So center needle is moving back so I'm lined up with the runway. So I'll make this left-hand turn to line up with it. You see the 4 pappy lights next to it. Back off the throttle. I'm drifting a little right. Try to go up here and capture this glide slope. I'm lined right up with the runway now. So this here is Stafford Regional Airport. See, now the glide slope's coming down. So now I'm capturing the glide slope. I'm a little high still. Pappy light's showing 2 green, 2 red, which means I'm in the glide slope. Still high. Pull the nose up so I capture. Come on, baby. I'm still good. I'm at 80 knots, so I'm good to go. I'll go ahead and give it the first notch of flaps. I'm high on the glide slope again, or low. Here we go. It's a 3-degree glide slope, so give it some more fuel, give it some more throttle, because just put that notch flaps down, compensate the loss in airspeed. Now above it. Perfectly on the glide slope. Oh. As I get closer, I'm going to lose it because of localizer. Still on it right there. A little high. Wait for the buzzer. Come on. Wait for the stall horn. Nope, not going to get it. There we go, we're down. Down and over with. We're going to take back off. And we're going to land at Shannon Airport in Fredericksburg. So, I'm back up in the air, flaps up. Stay on the runway heading. As we gain some more altitude. Bank and turn to the left. This is Able Lake right here in front of us. We'll go up here and catch the Rappahannock River and fly down the Rappahannock to Fredericksburg. And there's Fredericksburg right there in front of us. This is 395 right here. We just flew over So 395 is down to our lower left. This is Dogwood Airport. This is actually houses. There's all these houses right here have hangars at the houses instead of on the field. So you can fly your plane, taxi your plane back to your house and park it in the hangar. And you have your own airfield right here. It's a pretty cool subdivision. It's called Dogwood. It's pretty cool. Okay, so this right here would be Fredericksburg over here. We're flying right above. This right here is 395, which is the highway. This would be 17 right here. Takes you all the way up to Warrenton. It's over there by the mountains. That's where I used to live at. Raise back up here. As we hit Fredericksburg, so this right here would be the Chatham Bridge. This down here would be Old Mill Park, which is just a park down here on the river. That would be Falmouth Beach there. This is actually the, not Chatham Bridge, it's the Falmouth Bridge. That's the Chatham Bridge. Right here. It's the train bridge. That's the Route 3 bridge. And all those things on a weekday, they're covered in traffic, so it sucks trying to get into town. If you're coming from the north, I live south of town, so I'm good. We'll go over here. Here's Shannon Airport right there. So we're going to go land there. So this is where right below my right wing would be Mary Washington University and stuff. This is Slaughter. Huh?
I think I'm actually receiving on stream pretty much spot on as you're talking. Like at exactly the same time.
Huh. This is all battlefield right here. Fredericksburg Battlefield. That would be Slaughter Pen Farm over there. On the other side of the airfield. This is Route 2 that's running right here in front of the airfield. Takes you out to Tappahannock and stuff like that. I still have my landing lights on, my taxi light on. I don't really need those. Oh, didn't want to nose up that much. I'll get my stall warning here in a second. Put some flaps down. Probably way high for this runway. Yeah. See the train track behind it. I'm going to go ahead and make a left-hand turn. Line back up with the runway. I'm so surprised I get so much better frame rates on this game than I do on XPlane 10 though. And there's Shannon Airport. I'll probably muff this landing up, watch. Turn late. I always thought Shannon Airport only had 2 pappy lights, not 4. A little fast on this one. Here we go. And we're down. That was a pretty good landing if you ask me.
Yeah, it went really well.
There's another Cessna over there. And that's about it. I'm going to taxi over here. Call it a night.
You she.
And that'll be all. I think this is the grass strip. Oh. Alright, I'm going to end that stream here. And I'll be back on later.